They just do not care anymore. I'm a little concerned. Oh my god. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be the final installment of the Bake Off subscription box. This is the last box. It is the December box. I think I received this about 2 days before Christmas and I'd gone back home to see friends and family, so I didn't actually get time to get this. I didn't receive it, technically get home to receive it until the first week of January, and that's why you're only seeing it now. It is a Christmas themed cake, but oh well, we move, it's still gonna be good. You can kind of tell that this is the last box purely based off of everything that we got in this box this month, because they didn't even bother with the, normally you get like a little sleeve with this information on, it's just a sticker. They just do not care anymore. They're so ready for this to be done. And one of the ingredients that we got in this is dark brown sugar. And normally the ingredients will come in these like packets that are like branded, I don't know. And the brown sugar came in this, which I don't really care. It doesn't really make a difference, but it does really just show that most of these ingredients you can't just buy in the supermarket for like £1. So that's a little bit sad. Oh well. I apologise for the sort of lighting in here. It is currently 8 o'clock in the morning. I got up early to kind of film all of this before work, and then at lunchtime I'm going to assemble the cake, basically bake everything in the morning. It's going to be a very Blue Peter-esque kind of video. I did a few bits last night, so it's going to be a here's one I made earlier kind of thing. Hope that's okay. You don't really need to see the full process of me doing it anyway. I will talk through that. So today we are going to be making Christmas gingerbread cake, and I think this looks so cute. It is probably the most like long-winded, complicated recipe we've received so far. You have to make the cake, you have to make gingerbread. So like it comes with this little cutout here that you will see later for the template for all the gingerbread that goes like around the side and on the top of the cake. I made this last night, I will show you that in a minute, and it was honestly super fun. I've never made gingerbread before and I will definitely be doing it again. The tool this month is an apron, a little Bake Off apron. I'm actually a big fan of this tool because yes, people probably have aprons, I personally don't, so this is great. But also it's a themed apron, so like it's a little different, it's a little nicer, and it's Bake Off, and I feel like I'm on Bake Off, so I will be wearing this, even though it doesn't really go with my, I'm not really sure I'd call this an outfit, but it's cute. It's got a little pouch in it, it's got the Bake Off logo. I love it. This is the first tool that we've got so far that I actually love very much. In this month's box, you got plain flour, a spice mix, dark brown sugar, icing sugar, the apron, the template, and 2 piping bags. You had to go out and get, or you needed to make the recipe, baking powder, salt, 475 grams of unsalted butter, which is a lot, it's like 2 full blocks, 4 eggs, and 180 ml of milk, and then a very long list of other things. Not all of them are essential, but yeah. So step 1 is to make the actual cake itself. I'm kind of doing it backwards just because I don't want to get 2 bowls messy, but we're going to do 250 grams of butter and 300 grams of sugar and just mix them all together. You guys will be pleased to know that I did go out and buy some scales over Christmas. I thought these were cute. I think they're from Dunelm. Next, we're adding 3 eggs, just one at a time, and then mixing it all together. I've never actually made a cake with dark brown sugar, so this is going to be interesting, and there's lots of spice mixed involved in like all of the things, like it's in the icing, in the cake, obviously in the gingerbread, that makes sense. So it's going to be a very sort of Christmassy spiced cake. We are then adding in half of the dry ingredients for this, so 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, so I'm just going to do sort of like 1 big one, 25 grams of spice mix, so we'll do about half of that. Nice. And then finally 325 grams of flour, so whatever half that is, and then mix it all together. Next, we are adding 75 ml, which is half again, of the milk. Again, I've never really put milk in a cake, so, and considering that's only half of the milk, that seems like quite a lot of liquid to be putting in a cake. And then you probably guessed it, we're doing exactly the same again, adding the other half of the dry mix and then the other half of the milk, and then we are done with our cake. Here we have our cake mixture. I actually think this looks like really good. I'm very chuffed with myself. And the next thing is to separate it and put in two 20cm tins, and then it goes in the oven for 30 to 35 minutes, and then leave them out to cool. So what I'm going to do is I'll do that, put them in the oven, leave them out to cool, and then on my lunch break I will be back to assemble the cake. After the cake is done, the next thing to make is the gingerbread, which I actually did last night, but for the sake of people that want to follow along on the recipe, it is 165 grams of flour, 15 grams of the spice mix, 75 grams of butter and 85 grams of sugar into the bowl. And it does actually say in here that the spice mix, it says if you want to bake again, to create the spice mix, it's 35 grams of ginger with 15 grams of mixed spice, and that's enough for the whole recipe. Once you've combined all those ingredients together, you separate an egg white and an egg yolk. You put the yolk in the mixture and 1 tablespoon of the egg white, and then mix it all together. And then if it doesn't quite combine, you can add a little bit more egg white, turns it into a dough. I do actually have, even though I've done it all, I have a lot of dough left, which I'm a little concerned, oh my god, that I rolled it out a little bit too thin, and that's why I've got a lot left. So hopefully it'll be okay, we will see. And then you get this cute little, this thing here, here you go, pause and screenshot if you want this. And you cut out little baking paper pieces to cut round when you've rolled out your gingerbread. And super cute, was super fun to do. I've never done that before. And here I have all of my finished pieces. Love those. And then these go in the oven for 15 minutes. No, they chill in the fridge for 15 minutes. Mine chilled overnight, so I hope that doesn't matter. They bake for 12 minutes, and then you just leave them to cool for a really long time. So I'm going to do that now at the same time as the cake, and then, as I said, I'll be back at lunchtime to reassemble it all. Now, for the buttercream for the cake, again, here's one I made earlier. I made this last night. It's definitely going to need a mix-up, and I'm getting it out now so it can soften up. But basically, it is 150 grams of butter. Basically mix that until it's like nice and soft. I think that's how you get the like fluffier and slightly paler icing. And then you're sifting in 390 grams of icing sugar and 10 grams of the spice mix, plus 2 tablespoons of butter. Not butter, milk, sorry. Mix it all together and you'll end up with this icing that I've got here, which is very firm. So I'll be leaving that out to soften up over the next 3-4 hours. And that is everything I've got for you now, and we'll be back in a few hours to assemble the cake. And by a few hours for you, I mean right now. So now that the cake is out of the oven, along with the gingerbread biscuits, I did kind of slightly burn both of them. Hopefully it won't be too much of a big deal. As you can see, I did kind of level off the cakes because we're going to stack them, and they were very, very pointy. But we've made the buttercream. I'm going to put this on here, make the cake look cool, and then I've also made the royal icing to decorate all of the gingerbread biscuits. I'm going to move into sort of a better area and record all that for you guys so you can see, because I'm hoping it's going to be really satisfying. But to make the royal icing, that's something I've never done before, but it was 100 grams of icing sugar and then a few teaspoons of just egg white, which was interesting. It needed a lot more egg white than it said. It said like 2 teaspoons, and I used pretty much all of it that came from the egg, which was a lot more than 2 teaspoons. But oh well, we're now going to kind of decorate the gingerbread, how it says, form our little houses, and then stick them on the cake. And then that's it. So actually, this wasn't as complicated a recipe as I thought it was going to be. Here we have the iced cake. Now I'm going to ice the biscuits and then we can assemble it. And now we're gonna assemble the cake, put the little things on it. So we've got the little house on the top. Oh no, please don't fall apart. Here we go. That's cute. This little tree, which I'm actually gonna push into here because I really don't want it to fall over. And that goes with one of these little ones as well. Around the side, or like on the front, we're gonna do one of these. Why can't, oh, it doesn't want to stay up. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of put some of this on there to glue these on because otherwise they're just not gonna stay. And we're alternating with one of these and a house like this, and that's very cute. And as you saw, here we have the finished cake. I'm so proud of this. Like, this has definitely been one of the best bakes that like we've had from the Bake Off box so far. I don't know if that's just because it's like a whole cake and it looks very finished, very put together, very cute, but I am so proud. I can't wait to try it. It probably won't taste very nice in my opinion because it's very gingery and I'm not a big fan of like ginger and spicy flavours in sweet things. So I think it's going to taste kind of like a mince pie. We'll see. I thought I'd give you a little 360 view. You can see that like I did these two houses first, and as you go around you can see where I stuck them on before I'd obviously fully let them dry. So those ones don't look too good, but it's fine because they're at the back. So when you look at it from the front, you just see this one. It looks cute. It smells good too. Let's try some. I got a little slice because I just ate lunch, but this is what it looks like. I'm a little worried it's going to be quite dry because I think I did cook it for too long. I cooked it for the amount of time that it said, but I still think it was slightly too long. Oh well, let's try some. It is very good. It's very like spice mixy, which personally is not for me. But if it's for you, this honestly is like everything you could want because it tastes like very gingery cake. Very. I'm also going to try the gingerbread, but I'm anticipating that this isn't going to be very good because I definitely rolled it out too thin and then overbaked it. Actually, that's really good. Wow. I'm really happy with this one. This was a good one to kind of end on, I think. As I said, this is the last ever Bake Off box, but if you do want to see me continue this like Bake With Me series, then let me know what other kind of recipes you want to see. Maybe put me some links in the comments or drop me a message whenever you see a cool recipe that you want me to try, and I would love to do that. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see all my other future videos. But that's it for today. I will see you guys in the next video.